many flashes.
Don't have to worry about a lot of positions.
And you've got a bunch.
Especially
for
top
Gen.G.
yellow.
So you got to find those timings.
Well,
oh
that
boy.
is a huge reveal.
Nice
the
shot.
dark challenge impossible. Texture, however, able to trade one back. Foxy and Primi both going to be left on the floor.
You can already see some of the ideas with the cascade there to try to cover the retreat after the pick, but too quick. We're Gen.G to respond. So not bad so far. Scaling their way up towards A. Our Gen.G has to be left
Lego,
open
thanks
by
for that, bro.
Kilowatt.
Sorry that I missed that.
He's the only player
Hey,
there.
I don't even know what that means.
By the open space here for Gen.G. Nano popped, but Gen.G still hadn't made their way through. This is buying time for the rotations at the very least. The Viper wall as well helping out. So Gen.G gonna have to find some good value out of those flashes, but Talon seemingly aware they're just playing outside the site.
Shock darts at the ready here for the plant. Lands right at Ash's face.
Oh, I like the idea. Went for a fast second one.
This flank being noted and dealt with. Karan snapping on the shots, is able to find Kai. As Texture peeks over towards screens, and Jit Boys will fall as well. Gen.G looking well poised to close out another pistol here for themselves, as Cruz will still be able to put that Sheriff to good use. Finds one, finds the timing on the Munchkin as he turns back. Suddenly, it's all being undone.
Suddenly, it's the 2v,
Texture dead.
the 2v4
Cruz
turned into a 1v2, and they made that look easy. Nicely done for Cruz.
As well. Congratulations
pistol.
as Talon collect another pistol round win, stealing this from Gen.G.
Oh, what a round to get it.
Won the fast, right?
Cruz.
Okay. 2-1. Dude, Cruz did steal it.
Great opener
Sheriff
by
Mania.
Primi. Reaction from Gen.G there, but the delay with the Nano Swarm and the Toxic Screen give them enough time to get into place to shoot, send out some shock darts.
Well,
Munchkin just not ready.
I mean, actually wrecked him.
Above on the rope too for the final.
That one's on me, gang. That was definitely my cast of curse this time around. I can't really point the finger at Sliggy here.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna be like, it's not his fault for once, because he always blames me, bro.
Chronicler, yeah.
I didn't even curse this one, to be fair.
Yes.
Yeah. Chronicler.
It actually wasn't on me.
Both goats in their own right. And it's Primi up and over the top, able to find one as Texture will get taken down.
Okay, so 2-1 on the pistols. We tried to create a bit of pressure over towards A as we walk through middle.
Quick clear by Karan with a Sheriff. I believe Foxy had a Sheriff that he dropped as well. Below the tube. It's a little bit of an investment from the side of Gen.G. Oh, Killua so far ahead of this. Is anybody on Gen.G going to be ready?
Karan for now just tucked into the side here.
I'm scared to push.
He's got the Footballist Classic out.
Just got a stinger playing from Snowman.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the Toxic Screen to come back up before they made their move.
Shock darts, however, still can find value as Munchkin
That's unlucky. 14 HP. He's got some nice shocks, though. Should be okay.
Damage starting to be dealt here. As Ty, though, quickly with that Guardian in hand, be able to massacre the remaining two players. Carves them up nice and quick. And that is going to be, you know, Guardian, Outlaw. Looks like Cruz is going to be stuck with a stinger carried forward here as we go into Talon's bonus round.
Yeah, this is not bad damage done by Gen.G in the long run. Karan with some snappy shots onto the Sheriff. That Outlaw continuing to find value for Primi. And with a couple Sheriff spot, that Outlaw still in play. Going to be interesting to see what the buy looks like coming out for Gen.G. How much do they have? Only one player there with the regen shield. There's Foxy 9, so everybody else able to find the full armor.
Well,
it's good management, a couple Sheriffs otherwise.
Talon shouldn't be winning this one.
They're getting aggressive.
But they go aggro with 4, and there's 4 people here. That's a good little chip damage. Whoa, that's a great shot. Oh my. That first shot is nuts. And then the transfer after it, that's kind of sick. How's Guardian? Nah, he looks really good on Guardian. I was thinking of saying it.
Pretty quick to move over, though. Off just a little bit of contact, especially with that drone, not seeing anything. Cruz as well now. Sliding a bit further back. See if Talon can do any more damage here. Texture so low after getting hit by the Outlaw. Alarmbot's going to give it away here. Stealth drone as well to clear. This needs to be pretty clean for Gen.G. Primi in position.
Lobbed in, no one there for the plant to receive the damage. And shot from Primi, getting offset a bit there by the movement, not quite prepared for it, so Ash is able to collect one.
Spike planted.
Spike now planted. It's Guardian and Sheriff here for Kahlua and
Between the
Cruz.
harbor prize increasing all the regions. I mean, it's just because Icebox is back.
But everyone from Gen.G disconnected back.
Because Icebox is back and Sadak is still in the team. As long as Sadak's still in the team, the harbor pick rate's always going to be high.
Over the top, spot out on the one.
And then with Icebox, it just goes up anyway.
Foxy 9 at least will force potentially an armor rebuy. He's got the regen shield. Either way, solid cleanup. Just the one casualty here for Gen.G as they deny the bonus conversion.
Okay, starting to be a little bit more methodical here, our Gen.G. Very ready for that push out off to clear the knife. Munchkin able to find two very impactful kills. Car in there, swings out at the end, so okay. Not bad from Gen.G, but I'm still seeing good reads from
trying
Talon.
to get him hyped up as well, big buy rounds.
I think you could just take Karan's yells and just put him over like anything.
Yeah.
It sounds like he could be getting horrendously injured,
I mean,
or he could just be excited. Like,
yeah, well,
it's
you know,
the same sound.
If this was
this is nice stuff from Talon.
Highlights of him
Go
screaming
close,
after
break the
matches,
knife, but once they break the knife, they know that they're close anyway, so the info's
My
there.
internal dialogue every time I see a tech pause. It's just that scream.
Or texture malding after not getting the ace.
Yeah.
Okay. Drone caught. Orb secured. Ult online for Munchkin. So maybe going to be able to bully their way to a plant. Foxy
Dude, what is this
has to be
reaction?
diligent.
Lose B
Sure
main,
he's tracking the lurk,
insta
but
drone middle.
he's got the turret as well to make sure if they push through tube, just
Okay,
got
they
cleared.
both
Your
clear
point of view,
middle.
though, pretty much confirms that this
Break
is where
the
the hit's gonna
turret.
go. So now the wall gets set up. Strafing across, Karan trying to lead the charge here, take some space forward. As Ash is able to find one. Ty gonna be noted. Ash turns sights up above, and Jitboy's taken down as well. Looked like Jit was gonna be able to find a solid time to get some damage through. Gen.G now in a good spot as it's a blind shot connecting on to Primi. Not much
For
damage.
comp, they should struggle to take back a site here. They take back a site kind of easy.
Looks like the call to save is already going to be made, so Gen.G will tie things up.
There's twice now where they're taking Snowman just kind of from duel in one flash through the wall.
Extra punish, but widely Gen.G are now well poised to go ahead and secure a
Could be
flawless
tempted
round.
to call a timeout and talk about prioritizing here more.
Breaks things open for Gen.G. The map control, though, pretty well under Gen.G's purview for most of that round. Especially with Foxy being able to watch for the lurks, whether that be through mid.
I just want to put Primi
or
over
across
towards
the belt.
B as well. We'll see.
He had that under control, so Gen.G able to scale forward very nicely, use that Munchkin ult to get themselves through, so the ult cycle looking good.
It kind of
potentially here
felt like
for
as soon
Gen.G
as this
well.
knife got shot, they realized that the ult was here and they
Encouraging
just
news if you're a Gen.G
dodged
fan.
it.
After how rough.
I wonder
things
if
went
like
for them
they
on
don't
Haven.
have the op over
This is a
towards
map
here,
that
they
you haven't
don't
seen
go
from
as
Gen.G
aggro
yet
on
this
A.
year. So we weren't really too sure what to expect. Kind of starting to see some of the ideas formulate. And they're able to keep the op, though. Our Talon.
Why the Yoru instead of the Jet?
Look
Dude, in theory, the Yoru on defense
behind
is like
this.
really, really
That's
strong.
my big question right now as we get a quick look at all the players.
On
So,
attack as well,
Guardian-
you can
couple
kind of
Guardians
force
had to
through
be
the
bought
walls
down
with
by Talon.
a few things.
And able to hang on that very important op, trying to set up for it. You do
Okay,
clear the
pretty
knife
much
at
exactly the same thing.
least, but you know, Gen.G already doing a little pre-fire to check. But that angle held. Gonna need some good flashes to clear that. Or a drone potentially here from Ash. Might be able to get that out early. Jitboy's right there to back up Primi. Throw out that cascade if necessary. They're just gonna hightail it out of there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just burning the tailwind.
Well,
Backpedaling
they
here as
hear the
quickly as
dash, so
can.
they for sure know where the Jet was.
Coming up, and it seems like Gen.G relatively happy with that pressure, but the lurk from Karan is going to be noted. Weapon swapped out as Ty just going to be looking for the quick little exit here.
They've done such a good job with this of Talon. Get the one and dones. Don't overcommit, don't overheat.
Ty on the swing out, finds the headshot. Texture dead. Solid damage dealt, ensuring that they maintain that player advantage, at least for the moment. But Foxy 9, this time.
You got tail as well.
Finishes the job there on a Kahlua. Now we go into a 3v3. Armageddon, clear out over towards Snowman. Holds Jitboy's back, plant now. Getting dropped in. No further ults to speak of.
Gonna have to be really good with this hard
really hard retake.
They
have co-release, but one playing on side, we got a lock early.
Absolute perfection, one should say.
What the hell?
As Jitboy similarly
He's got
taken
no
down
vision
now.
on that.
He's looking to hold on to the operator, see if he can find anything.
He ain't getting out with this up, I don't think.
The round just a bit out of touch, and they are in position to go ahead and find this punish as well. Just trying to confirm presence as Foxy, the gun barrel just not quite spotted. Won't be able to see him, but now can turn his sights back, and as he goes for the updraft to exit, Foxy is there to shoot him out of the sky.
Nice round from Gen.G in the end, 4v5 turned into that.
Now in the lead.
Yeah, they're looking really good right now.
Trying to dodge the off.
See when Talon wants to think about a timeout. Been pretty quick to pop him, especially with Killua finding 2 kills, Ty and Killua, I should say, finding a kill apiece, but a good lurk by Foxy9. Finds a ton of value under 2, but that gives Gen.G the confidence that they need, the safety that they need to push forward on towards the B site. The very impactful kill, and yeah, timeout right away. I like this a lot from Talon. The coaching staff being very proactive, not liking what they see. I mean, I think just a lot of the early rounds to me looked pretty good with their ability to take mid control, but that round they ceded over. Foxy punishes them on a kill that turns the tide potentially. Not able to find any value out of that op either, so Gen.G doing a great job. Talon win easy.
Gen.G just a bin there.
First 2-0. Good thing. From Singapore, just won a full series, 6.5 hours for VCT Pacific. They don't care who wins. They just want their money's worth on the ticket.
No.
We're usually pretty good at delivering that.
Yeah. I was going to say, I came into today expecting 6 maps for sure, with how good all these teams are, how tight everything was across both groups. And, you know, poor Talon.
Okay, just an eco. And
at least
you definitely got to look at this and feel like they could invest more into it, but they're one of the teams that believes in the full eco and then go for the double buy.
Flash to try to counter that lurk we saw in the previous round from Gen.G.
Needing Jitboys to start getting activated though. Not on the board quite just yet, which is why it's such a huge delay on trying to get that reckoning online. Still 1 charge off of it. It's triple stack to defend B. It seems like whether it's Haven or Icebox, Gen.G favoring the B site today. As some noise made.
Dude, the timing is incredible for this reclear.
Hit there, unable to find it. Turn back from Texture, able to find 1 as Munchkin also gets a piece of the action. As Jitboys,
they got unlucky to not get more than that.
Avoids the fragment, stays tucked away, just the classic in hand, but now does have that reckoning with that kill.
Did the drone miss him?
I don't think he's been spotted by anything. No one is lending any credence to his position at all.
They did everything except shoot, yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, Jit. Didn't mean to curse you. Foxy trying to readjust his cruise.
Rough round for everyone, really.
Eventually finds it.
Okay, well, they definitely saved a lot of money that they can kind of get 2 ops back-to-back as well, so... is it just a simple timeout of the ops going over towards top yellow? Yeah, it is.
Finally able to get that online, but back into the op as well for Primi, it looks like.
And let's see if Gen.G keep up with their whole wherever Primi is, we're avoiding him.
Very, very patient today. I mean, that is one thing I can say is Gen.G is being very slow at the beginning of these rounds. They're looking for aggression. They're looking for those players. They were just losing a lot of those lurk battles. The 1v1s, you know, if you saw the first kill stats.
Oh, he goes mid.
It was so heavily in Talon's favor. Texture, though, on the exploration mission.
Spotted out the ring.
He spots out everyone.
Doesn't even check over towards 410, so doesn't even necessarily have that confirmed. As Talon will flush him out into the open, but instantly hits the headshot. Does eat a big chunk of damage here in response, but the flash is out. And Killua
and gets the TP out.
Trying to strafe in from the Raptors.
And gets the TP out. We got Viper, covers the spike.
I think Talon is going to have to save.
Do they save though? Because it's like they combine next. They kind of equal to go for this. Doesn't matter about damage, not really. Look at the money from Gen.G, they're all a max.
Shorting a bit of damage, just under the shoulder there of Ty. So for the most part,
they should save, but
they're still playing up into this. They've got the money to be able to afford another purchase here to Talon, but it seems like in the end, updraft just to go for the exit. Munchkin gonna go on the hunt. See if he can try to
Yopain working. Yeah, it does feel a little bit like that. I mean, they're dodging him well.
Bounces out towards safety. We'll be able to hold on to the weapon, but Gen.G staving them off, not allowing for the timeout to lead to a win.
And now you're seeing those flashes really come into play. Munchkin and Texture using them beautifully in the post plant and to set up the plant. This is a great one right here to set up Texture for his second. The third is found.
This is a comp diff for Talon? Nah, not really. They're literally just dodging the jet. They're dodging the jet and then overwhelming everyone else.
How is he?
He's just a kid.
I can't believe his energy.
He's having fun. He's so into it.
We'll get pinged. Or it's gonna be picked up there by Cruz.
Again, I think they're gonna. I think they might just have a read in general. Like when this knife purposely doesn't get shot,
He wanted to.
The ops over towards B.
Yeah, I think that was it. That's my guess.
Every time they do this knife, they purposely go and shoot it when they have the op here.
Gotten that op out of their hands.
When they don't,
couldn't quite get
they
there.
just let the knife be.
A little bit tricky on the map. Gen.G.
Yeah, and they don't even prod over towards B. They get the right read every single time and just do it down to the knife. Talon like have to go break this knife when they don't have the op here.
Because of the flashes, I mean, Cruz is taking a peek, but at the safety of the screens. Nanos popped, one on top of the box there.
They got a very good read on them at the moment.
Site, at least momentarily. Gen.G though, trying to figure out what's going on around them. Pop flash from Texture just in case there was an interruption attempt. Did not come through this time.
Reckoning and the lockdown to try to attempt the retake here. Honestly, all three ultimates could just end up being invested here from the side of Talon.
A lot of ults on the retake.
Texture, trying to find any kind of damage
KO Molly. Viper Molly. Killjoy Molly just went in.
The fragment to delay. Salvos sent. All of
Gonna be a spam fest. Gonna get weird. Viper Molly's about to land. Cove is up. They're gonna get half.
And now the firing squad gets opened up. As the defuse is held to half, but this is starting to get away from Talon, and it's been absolutely rest from their grasp.
Very nice.
Yeah, as frantically as he can.
They just have such a good read on them right now.
But Gen.G,
they also know that it's like
round after round.
Like what's meant to happen on this comp is like the jet punishes somewhere, and then the other 4 or 3, depending on where they are, because normally it's like a 1-1-3. They're meant to either fast flood retake or get spam damage and then go for the full retake. And they're just so ready. You can't play full retake against this comp. They got too many mollies. And then also on the retake they got an op. Like, are they gonna do the knife again, not shoot the knife, and we have the same situation?
If they lose this round, they're gonna
well, they changed up the knife a little bit.
Cruz trying to take some mid control. A little bit of presence shown through his opponent's poison cloud. Munchkin again with his ult. So Gen.G continuing to just find value in every round, no matter the situation. Against their opponent's ults, they get the win. That's a huge one. Now you've got your own again to clear some site space.
Enemy tag.
There's nothing confirmed on that drone. Not much information that Talon is able to work off of right now. Now they're going to start hearing the drone cleared. Gen.G trying to scale up. Grab the orb. Get the Poxy's ult. Looking really nice for Gen.G.
Get in a forward spot. Karen is just back in spawn.
This must be so frustrating for Talon.
Now dealt with. Jit Boys in a
committed hold up, they got a good chance there.
Looks to exit, cannot. Foxy will strike him down. Interrupts the plan.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta go for a safer plan than that.
Trying to get back into a retake spot. Fluid dropping down. Catching Texture off guard, able to find him there at close quarters. Up
damn,
Primy. The knife now pulled down. Foxy 9 going to be taken down. 2 players remaining from the side of Gen.G as Ash gets spotted. He gets flushed out. Karan now with everything to do. Tries to set up for the bite. Tucks back into the corner. Needs to hit the headshot.
Okay, nicely done.
Kahlua with a 3K. We'll finally break the win streak here.
Dude, if Talon loses the next round, like let's talk about it. They pick up the op, obviously, so but 1-9 loss bonus. Got 3 people that have to rebuy. Like if they lose this, it's this half is
right there around the corner waiting.
So done.
And then some good patience shown by him as well after he gets the first to wait for the reinforcements to arrive. Start finding some damage.
It was well done. You can see they want to fight site way more as well.
Again, they're able to work those crossfires around 410 very nicely to isolate the Gen.G players that are up close and put it down.
Did Gen.G call a timeout instantly because they
cannot clutch it out.
Fall on site more? Oh no, Talon.
Talon's timeout?
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Puzzling, perhaps. Still in quite a big deficit here. So it seems like Talon maybe believing in this composition a lot more on the attacking side than on the defense.
I mean, yeah, he's got.
Hard to say either way.
You've got full faith in them.
Commitment here, so
the other half, or it's like if we lose this round, the whole map's done.
Sending the team out on their own here for the remainder of the map, unless Gen.G gets a timeout call and until we get to halftime.
Yeah, I mean, part of this could be just this. It wasn't the exact same comp, right? You switch out the Teo for the Harbor for this map versus what we saw against T1 for Talon. And they won 7 in a row on their defender side to close out the map against T1. Of 6-6 on their attacker side, so maybe they feel like this is actually the more important side of the map for them, and they really need to get these wins.
Probably feeling like 6 would be enough.
There's the 3 that come by next. They got Viper, or they can have. I mean, they can have a good.
Still in hand here for Primi.
Have a good setup here.
Just the pit available from Thai.
Knife goes in. Same deep knife doesn't get shot.
Texture, if he can get an orb, we'll have a dimensional drift.
So they probably think the ops here.
For Gen.G. Kind of a counter lurk.
And then the ops actually here.
Keeping it quiet for the moment.
It's nice. Great shot though. Then they literally don't think that Gen.G is even going to be past this line, by the way.
Down below here at backside. Trying to stay tucked away, but Ash scaling forward. Finds one. Plant going to be interrupted. Kahlua able to find the transfer there. Gets rid of Texture. But he's down to 8 HP. Technically still resable. 4 players alive, and if they can find the Killjoy, then that gives them.
Did they get the res as well?
Munchkin back to the fold, so res is in. Jitboy's able to find one more though. Talon will fall. Salvo's set his way.
Ooh.
They nearly all line up.
Dude, 51-35 is a nice try. I think
100 Thieves v PRX moment.
Talon timeout was to talk about the knife that is getting too much info, and then when it happens, we have the Jet in a position to be able to rotate to wherever they show info. I'm not entirely sure. Because as soon as they did the knife, you saw the Jet rotate. He just didn't have any kind of idea they would be up so close.
You know, for Gen.G, the timings here, they've been so passive in the beginning of the rounds. You know, for the first 30 seconds, 45 seconds, they haven't really scaled forward that aggressively. This time,
okay, we got the Jet here. Do they go aggro and break the knife now?
Though with a decent response, but it's too little, too late. Pass to Salvo is Primi, and he's dead.
Dude, we don't even knife. Look how confident they are. They just out here dueling.
Very quickly,
well,
Munchkin finding Jitboys and Cruz just kind of sitting here being like,
maybe they don't want him against the Noah.
Swings the corner, gets some good damage onto Ash, but they need Tide to really deliver.
This one's done, dude. They're way too confident.
So Kahlua now, Sheriff in hand, rotating over. Armageddon going to be picked up here for.
And in theory, the Yora should be great on defense.
As Karan not quite able to lock down this kill. Foxy9 will be able to do so, and a team ace as Gen.G get up to 8.
They're just really starting to feel themselves. Our Gen.G able to secure another ult off of that orb for Ash, and this is just clean stuff. Another nice flash, anticipating pressure. Now Munchkin really starting to get the download on his opponents, really starting to anticipate their reactions. This is when Gen.G gets scary. This is something I talk about a lot, is if Munchkin has good reads on you.
Oh, and he does have a good read on this one.
To figure them out.
Got a really good read on them.
Throwing the right util, the right people at the problems. Didn't see it on Haven, but certainly starting to see it. Ooh, there's some spam damage.
It's a really good amount. Poxy down to 42. No regen armor behind that, so we'll just be stuck at that flat number.
This Sage on this map sometimes. Just want to see a little heals, some walls, some reses. But anyway.
Well, Pit is here. Dimensional Drift from Texture can try to get the spot out. They also have an Armageddon, really just force position on the Viper.
I think if Primi ditched the opposite half, they would have had a better half. It's not. I think it's just like, sure, you could say that, but it's like if they disguise where the op is better, they would have a better half as well. It's like it's not him.
Gonna be sent out.
Like it's kind of him, but at the same time, it's the whole team as well.
As Armageddon now going to be called in. Shoves them away, the site gets opened up. The flank, however, coming through. Primi swinging around the backhand side.
Like, I don't think him having the op is the issue. It's just like, they gotta disguise where it is better.
Plant is already through. Karan escapes. Gets himself up and above. As Texture finding a nice shot. We'll take down Thai. Double swing out though, the drop down, Ash. Dead to rights, Primi finding Charon. It's all on texture. They're trying to clutch it. Gets himself
Imagine
up
you somehow
to 3.
got that extra one.
And honestly, he's going to be happy that he
with a
wouldn't,
pistol though.
as it would have been an ace clutch. But that
Harbor
is going
on
to be
attack.
Talon now finding themselves a 4th round win. But the question is that enough with this composition?
Yeah,
as they move over
I'm not
to
sure
attack?
that's enough.
Yeah,
You got the double flash against the double.
You know, this can
The
be an
double walls.
attacker-sided map sometimes, depending on who's playing and what's going on. But like the way that Talon plays off the Reckoning this time,
They've at least got to win the pistol.
it's just a game of timing. The last couple of rounds, who can find the right one to catch their opponents a bit off guard. A lockdown as well. And
You got to give it to Gen.G though.
Their way through, but
That was nice calling from
big
them.
part of this so far for Gen.G it has been.
I'm not even
their ability to
sure
limit
Primi
especially
got
when
to
the
get a
operator.
first duel.
I don't know if he found a single op kill that I can remember.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about.
Can you remember any? You've got a better memory than me.
Not off, well, clearly.
Yeah.
But not off the top of my head. No, I can't. I cannot actually recall whether or not he really was finding impact with that op. It wasn't regular enough for us
What agent do you want Primi to play? Tell me no
sure.
one says Waylay here.
Feels like he had to have got at least a kill in there somewhere.
I'm sure, but I just don't remember any. That's how crazy it is.
Had some outlaw ones. He had, I think he had an op kill on texture pushing into a main.
I think you're right.
I think he got onto a forward angle, or maybe he was boosted on top of the box and was able to find one. But he was
What the hell is this?
They're pretty limited.
Pretty limited, yeah.
Yeah,
This
getting
fan
an
wants to
ace
see
and losing or getting a
4-kill
4K and
reactions.
winning.
I do too.
That's good.
Can you tell by the picture if
Yeah.
Texture won the round or lost the round? Some say an impossible challenge. Because he's always reacting one way or another.
Well,
Ash 10-4 though, what a half.
yeah, it's been having a decent one. I mean, all of Gen.G pretty tight knit.
Rockaway Kids with the Prime.
Foxy
Thank you so
down
much for
there,
the 3 months,
76-1,
mate.
still
Appreciate you
playing
doing that.
positive at the moment. For Talon, needing
It's
to
2-1
find
on
the
pistols. They
opening
gotta
pistol,
get
show
a
us what this
2-0
comp
on
is gonna be
this.
about. They're going to be able to get themselves into sights without having these flashes. Obviously, the walls are going to be the solution, but how do they utilize them? That is the question. Foxy, able
Oh
to
boy,
find two,
well, he
though.
just one pistol.
Lurk down 2. Nice little walkabout. 2 players dead. Damage dealt to the remainders. Swooping forward, Cruz is able to find Charon, but now Texture up above. Comes away with 2 more, and that's Kahlua all alone in a 1v3.
Oh boy.
No Neto here from Foxy 9 to try to interrupt. Kahlua does have 1. And Stealth Drone just going on the chase, trying to spot out anything that it can, but nothing really identified, but it does narrow down his possible positions.
Surely not another Talon clutch on the pistol.
And while with the 0 point, you should basically have a very strong idea of where he's at. Salvo's now set to try to flush him forward.
Nicely handled from Gen.G. It's a good pistol from Foxy 9, man. Wins the double duel in middle. That made it insanely easy. I like how they handled the 1v3.
That first step towards sending us to a map 3.
Oh, this is just a phenomenal hold by Foxy 9 down the tube, just winning
1-1
against 2
on
different
the
players.
maps
Meanwhile, the
for
rest of Gen.G
pistols.
was aggressively pushing out towards A. I mean, Texture, you can see him on the map. He was already all the way up on the belt. He was almost in their spawn. And by that point, it didn't matter because Foxy had gotten the kills anyway. So you're able to just rotate the other direction, counter the B hit. Texture's on his horse to get there. Helps when he has the TP.
Force buy now.
Force bite.
Talon feeling the pressure. One of the teams that will, with regularity,
They should expect
pull
this
out.
with the score.
Gen.G should have this in the back of their brains, that this is a possibility as Texture is himself forward here and scanned out. So
Wait, the
we'll have an
wall
exit.
leaks over to the right so you can't see the...
No
That's
presence
nice.
there, but around these tight angles.
The 0 point will tell all, but Kahlua at range able to find 1.
That's one hell of a lineup.
Munchkin saying, "Our fingers hit a lot
Oh
harder."
my god, that was one hell of a lineup, dude.
Into the
Ash
meat
did
grinder,
so
2
much
players
damage
dead,
to those
decent
stinger
damage
bullets.
dealt. Guardian will get scooped up and carried forward.
He did
so
like 400
more
damage with the
expensive
stinger.
weaponry is retained as Gen.G now get the double digits.
Yeah, what felt like a must-win there for Talon does not go their way. So seemingly, Gen.G going to be very much in the driver's seat as it's going to have to be just, you know, you can get a couple stingers again. You will see this after those attempted, you know, half buy-ups, I'll call them. But things get very, very challenging.
Which map,
Ash
Ash?
with a full rifle. You've got
Talk
an
about the
outlaw for
Icebox one?
Texture. Only one player with even half armor for the side of Talon. Munchkin does not care.
Just
The B one?
kind of using the
I
wall
mean, the
against
B
them.
one,
Yeah.
the B one's
Able to go ahead and
awful.
scoop up that orb before they can get a position.
It cost them
Cruz
3-4
falling
rounds.
down. Runaway dash at the ready, looking for the exec. Stingers in hand. As a drone going to be cleared out. Primi arriving, dropping down. Munchkin finding one, Karen finding another. Jit able to trade one, but Fox 9 instantaneous, just locking onto their heads.
Yeah, this looks easy. I mean, it's looking like convincing map into convincing map. Gen.G just had too much of a read on this. They really did.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. You know, just how different it can be map to map and on each other's picks. Both teams have great reads. One way, it's Talon. This way, jeez, Foxy. He is really starting to heat up. You know, he's been, depending on whose ratings you look at, one of the best rated players.
He got destroyed in this map. Yeah, sometimes
he has just been
we got some VODs out there.
Reinvigorated since his temporary benching.
You can make a pretty good plan.
Texture has an op, but he's putting it to good use.
Primi just not having much of a game here, not much of a map. Picked apart here off the rim.
The first time in Gen.G playing Icebox, yeah, as in like they had the VODs on Talon.
Get ready to send us over to Pearl.
They knew how to play against this.
It's not the most popular map for both of these teams.
No.
So very curious what sights we end up seeing there.
The Vic doesn't have a lineup for the wall, but he has to have a lineup for the wall because he's doing the same wall every single time.
Gambit between these two with the IGLs looking so good across both different maps.
Ooh, okay, Munchkin not quite ready for the push. It's a slow creep up there from Jit Boys, able to find the opener. Gun barrel, I don't think was spotted by Karan, but obviously they're only going to be coming from one direction. He's able to find the first, but cannot get the second. There's a lot of tap there on the Jit Boys as the plant now gets ready to come through, and that's going to give him the reckoning, and given the scoreline, they might feel the necessity to go ahead and invest that, but now he's all alone. And just from behind, Texture slowly creeping forward, up to the back.
He wings it every single time. I just don't think that's right, chat. I don't think you could. I don't think you could throw a wall over towards B every single time and have a gap here consistently.
No timeouts.
It's very, very difficult now. Money's going to be bad for Talon. They're going to have to scrape together some buys here and there. I mean, Jit trying to barrel his way forward. Ash accounting for Ty's lurk very nicely. That's another thing that Gen.G has done is they've started to win some of those 1v1s that we weren't seeing on Haven. They're winning those anti-lurk plays. Well, those were not coming through at all on the previous map. Jit Boys has an ult, but so does Gen.G. They have two.
Null Command can just go ahead and stop him from using it.
Exactly.
Get themselves into a post plant.
You can use Texture to figure out what's going on. This is going to be tricky.
Dodge the recon.
Going to be peeking.
Oh.
Over to the right hand side.
They're all over them. They are all over them in this. Chat, how many times did Talon play Icebox?
Gets around the corner, looks to escape. Widely chooses to go
with the new lineup.
Jumping across towards the site, this Cruz headshot.
Only once. That's impressive.
To start, you're really deep, but Jit Boys uses that cascade, so Gen.G aware of what's going on over on the
They didn't have a harbor, yeah, but they would still play defense similar.
Retake with the man advantage.
Like I wonder if they just full looked at Primi.
Pretty early here. A lot of the other players not able to play off of this, so
Primi paid Jet every time, right?
What the plan is on the back of this.
As a flash through the cove. And tucks back, gets around the corner. Does still just have that operator in hand. Hunter's Fury going to be sent in. Cruz hunting, looking, Jit Boys tagging. Finds Ash at screens, now a 3v3. Ball at the ready, but Ty a little bit faster, able to find that kill. Jit Boys sights up towards the Raptors, finds one. Texture swaps over for the Vandal. Running low on bullets, running low on time. He's not ready for the close angle. Cruz
we'll count this one down.
Pole position, able to shut him down. As Talon will get themselves a 5th round win, now needing 7.
Yeah, this one, a little bit uncomfortable for Gen.G. Munchkin going down early, pulls one of the ults away, and Texture, I think, maybe just a little bit ahead of the curve on this. Maybe he was looking for Cruz. That's another thing I have in the back of my mind is that he was looking for that Hunter's Fury to see if he could find a isolated play to pick, but never really able to scale deep enough to get that info. And then Talon able to set up those crossfires nicely. Finding a 5th round, but like you were saying, need a lot more. Now it's 7 in a row. Primi up on the tube.
Oh my goodness.
And he's taking
got absolutely wrecked.
And now, I mean,
oh boy.
Backpedal, and he's gonna die.
With the spam as well. They look nice on this map.
Finds the kill. Another first death here for Primi. As the turret will finally be taken down. Texture holding underneath the angle here at Tube.
Yeah, I love this. Trying to make sure that Ty has no ability to dictate the flow of this map.
Coming out, Munchkin able to drop back. Karan looking for the kill, can't find it. Lua does take a bit of damage, but elimination not going to be found out. Munchkin will be bleeding out on the floor. Foxy arriving, able to find the first, cannot readjust. There's Munchkin no hope in hell for a res to come through here. Ash, however, good for another. The peeking on the op, just a hair off. There is Texture. Lockdown now, going to be invested. So even if Gen.G don't close out the round, given that they have a deep...
Yeah, he shot it anyway. Dude, imagine he was going for that play. I respect him shooting it because it is 12-5.
Oh, and this timing could be absolutely
it's
devastating.
incredible timing.
Oh,
oh boy.
Absolutely beefed it.
Well, at least it's 12-5 for that as well.
Oh, no.
Now on Texture's shoulders. Lineups at the ready. As there goes the first dart. Here comes the second. Swap onto the Vandal. The tap, just looking to try to bait them forward. Who's now dropping down, and Texture says, yeah, no, I'm gonna hold on to the operator. Carry that forward into the next round, and Talon will be given a second lease.
Get a timeout out of them? Probably not. They still got two nice ones.
A few moments here that this round could have gone very differently for Gen.G, but not able to stabilize. The aim is Ash. I mean, this is a great start again. They got a good read on what Primi's doing on top of the tube. Foxy 9, if he can find that third, that could be a very different story. Same here for Ash. If he finds Cruz, could be a very different story.
About the wall?
Well, the hard way, yes.
Just
not, you know.
Slippery. Just couldn't get a good hold of him.
Yeah.
Unreal. Well, Talon run this back. Ash is going to be kicking himself.
Low buy though.
Long time.
So this is one of the cool things you can do with the Yori.
Yeah.
Strong angle.
Checking the angle.
Bait and switch.
Immediately finds a shot.
Dude, that's nice. He's everywhere.
Repeaks. Jit Boys back around the corner. The swing out.
Boy, he can't repeak that.
Sets up for the wall, goes for the timing shot, but Ash is there to collect. And it starts getting away.
Okay, dude, nice. Very nice from Gen.G. Good calling on attack.
It's going to be 13-6 this time.
Yeah, this was nice as well.
Hands to go
it's
ahead
easy for them, but so did the first map for Talon, so here we are.
This is pretty wild.